Welcome to my channel NUMISMA Hub. Have you ever wondered if an ordinary quarter dollar in your pocket could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more to collectors? In today's exciting coin hunting video, we're revealing the history, value, rare errors, key dates, and hidden treasures behind one amazing quarter dollar coin. Whether you're a beginner collector, coin roll hunter, or rare coin enthusiast, this video is packed with valuable information you don't want to miss. So stay tuned until the end, because the coin we're discussing today could be sitting in your change jar right now. Let's get started and discover the true value of this incredible quarter dollar. Top 3 first up. The 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark is one of the most famous modern American coins among collectors. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary quarter that many people have seen in pocket change, but this coin represents a major turning point in United States coinage history. Collectors search for the 1965 quarter because it was the first year the U.S. Mint changed the metal composition of the quarter from 90% silver to a copper-nickel clad composition. Because of this historic change, the 1965 quarter has become an important coin for both beginning and advanced collectors. While most examples are common, certain high-grade coins and rare error varieties can be worth significantly more than face value, making this issue an exciting coin to examine carefully. The year 1965 was a critical period for American coinage. During the early 1960s, the price of silver increased dramatically, and people began hoarding silver coins because their metal value was approaching or exceeding their face value. This created a nationwide coin shortage. In response, the United States government passed the Coinage Act of 1965, one of the most important coin laws in modern American history. The law removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters and reduced the silver content of half dollars. The 1965 Washington quarter became the first quarter struck for circulation using a copper core covered by outer layers of copper nickel. The government hoped this new composition would reduce hoarding and keep coins in circulation. To discourage collectors from saving coins based on mint location, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all circulating coins from 1965 through 1967. This decision explains why every regular 1965 quarter appears without a mint mark. Because it marks the beginning of the clad coin era, the 1965 quarter occupies a special place in American numismatic history. Many collectors consider it a historic transition coin, linking the silver coinage era with the modern coinage era. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of America's first president, George Washington, facing left. Above his head appears the word liberty, while the motto, "In God We Trust," is displayed to the left. The date, 1965, appears below the portrait. The reverse design shows a majestic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness, while olive branches beneath the arrows represent peace. Around the edge are the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. The Washington quarter was designed by John Flanagan. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, weighs 5.67 grams, and contains an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. One easy way to identify a clad quarter is by looking at the edge, where a copper-colored stripe is visible between the outer layers. The 1965 quarter is unusual because it carries no mint mark. Normally, U.S. coins display a mint mark indicating where they were produced. However, from 1965 through 1967, mint marks were intentionally removed from circulating coinage to reduce collector hoarding during the coin shortage. Although no mint mark appears on the coin, production occurred at multiple U.S. mint facilities under centralized distribution policies. Therefore, a missing mint mark on a 1965 quarter is completely normal and does not indicate an error. Many new collectors mistakenly believe the lack of a mint mark makes the coin rare, but in reality, every standard 1965 quarter was produced without one. The 1965 Washington quarter had an enormous production run of approximately 1.8 billion coins. This was one of the largest quarter mintages in American history at the time. Such a massive production means most 1965 quarters are common in circulated grades. Because of this high mintage, ordinary worn examples generally carry little premium above face value. However, truly pristine uncirculated examples are much scarcer than many people realize because few individuals saved large quantities of these first-year clad quarters in perfect condition. As a result, top-grade specimens certified by professional grading services can command impressive prices. In poor condition, a typical 1965 quarter is generally worth only its face value of 25 cents. In average circulated condition, most examples trade for around 25 cents to $1 depending on eye appeal and collector demand. Coins in fine condition may sell for approximately 50 cents to $2. Extremely fine examples often bring between $1 and $5. Attractive uncirculated specimens commonly sell for $5 to $20 depending on luster and preservation. Higher mint state grades become much more valuable. Coins graded MS-65 may sell for tens of dollars, while superb gem examples graded MS-67 or higher can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Exceptional certified examples have achieved auction prices exceeding several $1,000s because of their extraordinary preservation and rarity in top population grades. Values always depend heavily on grade, certification, market demand, and the presence of any significant mint errors. Although ordinary 1965 quarters are common, several error varieties are highly sought after by collectors. Double die errors can show noticeable doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. Off-center strikes occur when the coin is struck outside its normal position, creating a dramatic appearance and often increasing value. Clipped planchet errors occur when part of the metal blank is missing before striking. Broad strike errors happen when a coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread beyond normal dimensions. Rotated die errors result in the reverse design being misaligned relative to the obverse. Collectors also search for die cracks, which appear as raised lines across the surface. Wrong planchet errors are among the most valuable, occurring when a quarter is struck on a blank intended for another denomination. Depending on severity and rarity, these errors can be worth from a few dollars to several $1,000s. One reason the 1965 quarter remains popular is that it can still be found today. Millions remain in circulation. Hidden in change jars, old collections, bank rolls, estate sales, inherited coin albums, and forgotten boxes. While most examples are worth only face value, the possibility of discovering a high-grade specimen or valuable error keeps collectors searching. Many people overlook these coins because they assume all modern quarters are common. However, careful inspection under good lighting can sometimes reveal unusual varieties or exceptional condition pieces that are worth much more than expected. Before selling any 1965 quarter, carefully examine its condition and look for possible errors. The difference between a heavily worn coin and a pristine mint state example can mean the difference between a coin worth only 25 cents and one worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Never clean a coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and dramatically reduce collector value. Even if a coin appears dirty or tarnished, most collectors prefer original surfaces. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect details and consider professional grading for coins that appear exceptionally well preserved or display unusual characteristics. Store coins in protective holders, archival flips, or quality coin albums to prevent scratches, fingerprints, and environmental damage. The 1965 Washington quarter is unlikely to make someone rich from an ordinary circulated example because of its huge mintage. However, high-grade certified examples continue to attract strong collector interest. As more collectors focus on modern coinage and registry sets, demand for top-condition specimens remains healthy. Era coins also continue to generate excitement in the marketplace. Because finding a truly premium example becomes more difficult each year, some specialists believe the finest certified 1965 quarters may continue appreciating over the long term. As with any collectible, rarity, condition, and demand are the key drivers of value. The 1965 quarter was the first regular-issue Washington quarter made without silver since the series began in 1932. It was created during one of the biggest coin shortages in American history. Every regular 1965 quarter lacks a mint mark because of a special government policy. Many Americans initially disliked the new clad coins because they preferred the appearance and sound of silver coinage. Today, the 1965 quarter is recognized as the coin that launched the modern era of U.S. circulating coins. What an amazing piece of American coin history! The 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark may look ordinary, but it represents a major change in U.S. coinage and could still hide valuable surprises if found in exceptional condition or with rare mint errors. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. You never know what treasure might be sitting in your pocket, coin jar, or old collection. Next coin. The 1968 Washington quarter without a mint mark is one of the most interesting modern American coins that collectors often search for. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary quarter that has spent years in circulation, but many people become curious when they notice there is no mint mark on the coin. This curiosity has led thousands of collectors to examine their pocket change, coin jars, and inherited collections. While most 1968 quarters without a mint mark are common coins struck in Philadelphia, certain high-grade examples and rare era varieties can be worth significantly more than their face value. For collectors and treasure hunters, the excitement comes from the possibility that a seemingly ordinary coin could hide an unusual variety or minting mistake that increases its value. The 1968 Washington quarter was produced during a fascinating period in United States coinage history. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of America's first president, George Washington. By 1968, the United States Mint was still adjusting to major changes that had taken place earlier in the decade. Rising silver prices had caused widespread coin hoarding, and in 1965, the government removed silver from circulating quarters. As a result, all 1968 quarters were struck using a copper-nickel clad composition rather than the traditional 90% silver alloy used before 1965. The year 1968 itself was one of the most dramatic years in American history. The nation experienced political change, social unrest, and major historical events. While these events were unfolding, millions of quarters were being produced to meet the nation's growing demand for circulating coinage. The quarter remained one of the most heavily used denominations in commerce, making large-scale production necessary. Today, the 1968 quarter represents an important era when American coinage fully transitioned away from precious metals and entered the modern clad coinage period. The obverse, or front, of the 1968 Washington quarter features a left-facing portrait of George Washington. This iconic portrait was designed by John Flanagan and remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Above Washington's head appears the word Liberty, while the motto "In God We Trust" is displayed to the left. The date, 1968, appears below the portrait. The reverse, or back, displays a majestic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and military readiness. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches representing peace. The inscriptions include United States of America, EPLUBUSUNUM, and the denomination quarter dollar. This reverse design was also created by John Flanagan and remained in use until the state quarter program began in 1999. The coin has a composition of outer layers consisting of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. The weight is approximately 5.67 grams, the diameter is 24.3 millimeters, and the edge is reeded. Unlike pre-1965 quarters, no silver is present in regular circulation strike examples. The mint mark is one of the most important features collectors examine on a 1968 quarter. Beginning in 1968, mint marks returned to U.S. coinage after a temporary suspension from 1965 through 1967. Philadelphia quarters generally carried no mint mark, while Denver coins displayed a D and San Francisco proof coins displayed an S. Therefore, if your 1968 quarter has no mint mark, it was almost certainly struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This is completely normal and not an error. Many beginners mistakenly believe that every coin without a mint mark is rare, but for 1968 quarters, the absence of a mint mark simply identifies Philadelphia production. However, unusual mint errors affecting the mint mark area can sometimes create collectible varieties. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 220 million 1968 quarters without a mint mark. This enormous production figure means the coin is generally considered common in circulated grades. The large mintage was necessary because the United States economy required huge quantities of circulating coinage after the coin shortage of the mid-1960s. Because of these high production numbers, the 1968 Philadelphia quarter is not considered a key date or major rarity. Nevertheless, truly high-grade examples with exceptional preservation become much scarcer. Coins graded Mint State 66, Mint State 67, and above are far less common and command significant premiums from advanced collectors. In poor condition, a typical 1968 quarter without a mint mark is generally worth its face value of 25 cents. Heavily worn examples found in circulation usually trade for only face value because they are extremely common. In average circulated condition, values generally range from about 25 cents to $1. Coins showing moderate wear but still retaining decent detail may attract small premiums from beginning collectors. In fine condition, examples often sell for around $1 to $3 depending on eye appeal and overall preservation. Collectors assembling date sets may pay slightly more for attractive specimens. In extremely fine condition, where most details remain sharp and only light wear is visible, values typically range from $3 to $10. Uncirculated examples that have never entered circulation generally sell between $10 and $30, depending on luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. Mint State 65 examples can bring approximately $20 to $75. Higher-grade pieces graded MS66 may sell for $75 to several $100s. Exceptional MS67 examples can reach hundreds or even over $1,000 in competitive auctions due to their rarity in such pristine condition. Auction records for top population-certified examples have reached several $1,000s when the coin possesses extraordinary preservation and eye appeal. These prices reflect condition rarity rather than date rarity, making grading extremely important when determining value. Although ordinary 1968 quarters are common, error coins can be highly desirable. Collectors actively search for double die varieties that show doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. Off-center strikes occur when the coin is struck outside its normal position, creating a dramatic appearance and often increasing value significantly. Clipped planchet errors occur when part of the metal blank is missing before striking, leaving a curved section absent from the finished coin. Die cracks appear as raised lines caused by cracks in the minting die. Broad strike errors occur when the coin is struck without the retaining collar, causing it to spread beyond normal dimensions. Rotated die errors are also collectible and occur when the front and back designs are not properly aligned. Wrong planchet errors, where a quarter is struck on a blank intended for another denomination, can be especially valuable. Genuine mint errors often sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and visual appeal. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1968 no mint mark quarter is that examples can still be found today. Millions remain in circulation, and collectors continue discovering them in pocket change, bank rolls, old coin collections, estate sales, antique stores, and forgotten jars. While most finds are worth only face value, the possibility of uncovering a high-grade coin or valuable mint era keeps the search exciting. Many valuable coins have been discovered in ordinary circumstances because owners never realized what they had. This is why experienced collectors carefully inspect every coin before spending it. Before selling a 1968 quarter, always examine its condition carefully. Check for strong luster, minimal wear, sharp details, and any unusual characteristics that could indicate an era variety. A magnifying glass or coin loop can help reveal important details that might otherwise be overlooked. Never clean the coin. Cleaning almost always reduces collector value because it damages the original surface. Professional grading services reward originality, and cleaned coins frequently receive lower grades and lower market prices. Store valuable examples in protective holders, coin flips, or archival quality capsules. Proper storage protects the surfaces from scratches, fingerprints, moisture, and environmental damage. From an investment perspective, ordinary circulated 1968 quarters are unlikely to generate substantial returns because of their high mintage. However, high-grade certified examples and genuine mint eras continue to attract collector demand. As the number of pristine surviving specimens decreases, top-quality coins may become even more desirable. The Washington Quarter series remains one of the most widely collected U.S. coin programs, ensuring steady interest from collectors. While this coin should not be viewed as a guaranteed investment, exceptional examples have demonstrated strong long-term collector appeal. Many collectors are surprised to learn that a 1968 quarter contains no silver despite looking very similar to older silver quarters. Another interesting fact is that 1968 marked the return of mint marks after they had been removed from circulating coins between 1965 and 1967. The Washington Quarter design has become one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, appearing on billions of coins over many decades. Another fascinating detail is that the most valuable 1968 quarters are often not the rarest dates, but the best-preserved examples. This shows how condition can sometimes be more important than mintage when determining value. The 1968 Washington Quarter without a mint mark may seem like an ordinary coin, but as you've seen today, there is much more to this piece than meets the eye. From its role in America's transition away from silver coinage to the possibility of rare mint eras and high-grade treasures, this quarter continues to capture the attention of collectors around the world. Before you spend any old quarter, take a closer look, because you never know what hidden value might be sitting in your pocket, coin jar, or collection. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, valuable coin guides, and hidden treasure stories. Also, tell us in the comments whether you have found a 1968 quarter without a mint mark. And don't forget to check your coins today, because your next great discovery could be waiting right now. Next up, the 1990p Washington Quarter dollar is one of the most interesting modern American coins that collectors still search for today. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary quarter that millions of people used for everyday purchases, vending machines, parking meters, and pocket change. However, many coin collectors know that some 1990p quarters can be worth far more than their face value, depending on condition, rarity, and especially the presence of mint eras. Because millions of these coins circulated across the United States, many examples became worn over time, making high-grade pieces much more desirable today. For collectors searching through old coin jars, bank rolls, estate collections, and inherited coin boxes, the 1990p quarter remains a coin worth examining carefully because exceptional examples and era varieties can bring significant premiums in the collector market. The 1990p Washington Quarter belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932. The coin was originally introduced to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of America's first president, George Washington. What started as a commemorative issue became so popular that it permanently replaced the standing Liberty quarter design. By 1990, the Washington quarter had already been circulating for nearly 6 decades and had become one of the most recognizable coins in American commerce. The year 1990 was an interesting period in American history. The United States was entering a new decade following the end of the Cold War era. Technology was advancing rapidly, the economy was changing, and the country was preparing for major world events that would define the early 1990s. During this period, quarters played an important role in everyday transactions because electronic payments were still relatively uncommon. As a result, enormous numbers of quarters were produced to meet public demand. For coin collectors, the 1990p quarter represents an important part of modern U.S. coinage. Although it is not considered a rare date in terms of production numbers, collectors appreciate it because finding superb mint state examples can be surprisingly difficult. Many coins entered circulation immediately and experienced wear, scratches, and contact marks. This makes top-quality examples highly desirable among registry set collectors who compete to assemble the finest known collections. The obverse or front side of the 1990p quarter features a left-facing portrait of George Washington. The design was created by renowned sculptor and artist John Flanagan. Above Washington's portrait appears the word Liberty, while the motto "In God We Trust" is displayed to the left. The date, 1990, appears below the portrait, and the P mint mark can be found near the ribbon at the base of Washington's queue. The reverse or back side displays a powerful American eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows. Olive branches appear beneath the eagle, symbolizing peace and strength. Around the border are the inscriptions United States of America, EPLUBUSUNUM, and the denomination quarter dollar. The coin is composed of a copper core covered by outer layers of copper-nickel clad metal. It contains no silver for regular circulation strikes. The quarter weighs approximately 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The edge is reeded with 119 ridges. These specifications remain standard for Washington quarters during this period. The P mint mark on the 1990 quarter indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint in Pennsylvania. For much of American coin history, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark. However, beginning in 1980, the Philadelphia Mint started placing a P mint mark on quarters. Collectors often pay close attention to mint marks because they identify where a coin was struck. While the 1990p quarter is not rarer than its Denver counterpart simply because of the mint mark, certain era coins from specific mints can become highly valuable. The presence of the P mint mark confirms Philadelphia production and helps collectors distinguish it from quarters produced at the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 613,792,000 Washington quarters in 1990. This enormous production figure means the coin is considered common in circulated grades. Millions entered daily commerce and were used extensively throughout the United States. Despite the huge mintage, truly pristine examples are much scarcer than many people realize. Most coins suffered contact marks during production, transportation, and circulation. Therefore, while the date itself is common, examples grading MS66, MS67, and above become increasingly difficult to locate. This distinction between mintage and condition rarity is very important in modern coin collecting. In poor and heavily worn condition, a 1990p quarter is generally worth only its face value of 25 cents. Most examples found in circulation fall into this category. In ordinary circulated condition, values typically range from 25 cents to about $1 depending on eye appeal and wear. Coins in fine condition often sell for around 50 cents to $2 among collectors seeking album fillers. Extremely fine examples that show only light wear may bring between $1 and $5. These coins retain much of their original detail and are often attractive to beginning collectors. Uncirculated specimens that never entered circulation usually range from $5 to $20 depending on quality. Coins certified in mint state grades, such as MS-63 through MS-65, are commonly available but remain popular with collectors building complete Washington quarter sets. High-grade mint state examples become much more valuable. Coins graded MS-66 and MS-67 can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on market demand and certification. Registry-quality pieces with exceptional luster and minimal marks attract strong collector interest. The finest known examples have achieved impressive auction results. Certified MS-68 specimens have sold for several $100s, and in some cases, exceptional registry-quality examples have exceeded $1,000 at major auctions. These prices demonstrate how condition rarity can dramatically affect value even for a coin with a large mintage. The most exciting 1990p quarters are those with legitimate mint errors. Collectors actively search for doubled dies, where design elements appear doubled due to die manufacturing mistakes. Depending on visibility and demand, these errors can command substantial premiums. Off-center strikes are another collectible error. These occur when the planchet is not properly centered during striking. The greater the off-center percentage while retaining the date, the more valuable the coin may become. Clipped planchet errors happen when part of the metal blank is missing before striking. These unusual shapes are highly collectible and can sell for significant amounts depending on size and appearance. Broad strike errors occur when the retaining collar fails during striking, causing the coin to spread outward. Such pieces are often worth many times face value. Rotated die errors, where the front and back designs are misaligned, are also collected. Minor rotations are common, but dramatic rotations can be quite valuable. Die cracks and cud errors occur when a damaged die transfers raised lines or blobs onto the coin. Larger and more dramatic examples typically attract stronger collector interest. Wrong planchet errors are among the rarest possibilities. A quarter struck on a foreign or incorrect metal blank can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on authentication and rarity. One reason the 1990p quarter remains exciting is that examples can still be found today. Because hundreds of millions were produced, they regularly appear in circulation. Coin rolls from banks, old piggy banks, estate collections, inherited coin albums, and forgotten storage boxes. While most are worth face value, discovering a high-grade uncirculated example or a genuine mint error can turn an ordinary coin hunt into an exciting find. Many collectors enjoy searching through rolls of quarters because modern-era coins often remain unnoticed for years. A careful examination under good lighting may reveal varieties or striking errors that casual users overlook. Before selling any 1990p quarter, examine the coin carefully under magnification. Look for signs of doubling, unusual strike characteristics, off-center designs, or other potential mint errors. Condition is extremely important, so evaluate the amount of wear, luster, and surface marks. Never clean a coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and significantly reduce collector value. Even gentle polishing can leave hairline scratches that professional graders can easily detect. If you believe your coin may be a high-grade specimen or a valuable error, consider professional grading and authentication. Certified coins often receive stronger buyer confidence and may sell for higher prices. Store coins in protective holders, archival flips, or quality albums to prevent damage from moisture, fingerprints, and environmental contamination. The 1990p quarter is not generally viewed as a major investment coin in circulated grades because of its large mintage. However, high-grade certified examples continue to attract registry set collectors who compete for the finest known specimens. This demand helps support strong prices for top-quality coins. Era coins from 1990p also have investment potential because unique and dramatic mint mistakes remain highly collectible. As interest in modern coin collecting grows, exceptional examples could continue to see healthy demand. Collectors who focus on condition rarity often believe that the best preserved modern coins have long-term potential because finding flawless examples becomes increasingly difficult as time passes. Many people spend 1990p quarters every day without realizing they are over 3 decades old. The coin was produced before the state quarters program transformed quarter collecting in 1999. It also belongs to the traditional Washington quarter design era that lasted for generations before major design changes occurred. Another interesting fact is that millions of Americans handled these quarters during a period when cash transactions dominated daily life. Today, the coin serves as a small piece of American history from the beginning of the 1990s. Collectors are often surprised to learn that a common quarter can become valuable simply because of extraordinary preservation. A coin worth only 25 cents in circulation can be worth hundreds of dollars if it survives in near-perfect condition. The 1990p Washington quarter may look like an ordinary pocket change coin, but as you've seen today, there is much more to this fascinating piece of American numismatic history. From its connection to George Washington and the Philadelphia Mint to valuable high-grade examples and exciting mint eras, this quarter continues to attract collectors across the world. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. You might be holding a collectible coin hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, coin values, era coin guides, and hidden treasure hunts. Check your coin jars, old collections, bank rolls, and pocket change today because your next valuable coin could be waiting to be discovered.